Have you ever woken up, stared at the ceiling, and immediately regretted staying up way too late, binge, watching something you can't even remember now? Or maybe you bought that expensive gadget, the one that now sits in the corner, collecting dust, silently mocking you for your impulsive, treat yourself moment. Or here's my favorite, it's 300 a.m., and out of nowhere, your brain decides now is the perfect time to remind you of that one embarrassing thing you did 10 years ago, just to make sure you don't get too comfortable. Yeah, been there, many times. But here's the good news today. We're going to figure out how to stop regret from running the show. Because regret isn't random. It's not just some cruel trick your mind plays for fun. It's your brain's way of making sure you don't forget your awkwardness. Like a personal assistant, except instead of reminding you about your mom's birthday, it loves reminding you that in 2017 you confidently waved back at someone who wasn't even waving at you. Blame negativity bias for that. We humans are wired to fixate on mistakes because, back in caveman days, forgetting your mistakes could literally get you eaten by a lion. Back then, learning quickly meant surviving. Now, it just means you spend half your shower replaying that time you said, "You too!" to the movie theater cashier who told you to enjoy the show. And here's the worst part. Your brain exaggerates everything. That cringy thing you said in a meeting. The handshake fist bump fiasco that made you want to move countries. You're the only one replaying it. Everyone else has moved on. They're too busy replaying their own awkward moments to care about yours. Regret loves to whisper in your ear. You should have known better. But here's the truth. You couldn't have known better. You made the best decision you could with the info you had in that moment. Hindsight is always perfect. But you didn't have that luxury then. You, sitting here now, wiser and more experienced, should not beat yourself up for not having psychic powers back then. Life isn't a video game where you get to reload your last save point and try again for a perfect score. You make a choice. You learn something. You move on. That's it. You think you made a bad decision. Congratulations. You've got more data now. Spent too much money on something you'll never use. Great. Next time you'll pause and ask, do I really need this? Said something weird in a conversation. Perfect. Next time you'll think twice. Every regret leaves behind a tiny lesson, and those lessons are exactly what build a future version of you who regrets less and lives more. Awesome. Now here's the real shift. When regret shows up, use it as a free lesson. Because regret isn't the same thing as failure. It's not proof that you're bad at life. It's just your brain handing you a post-it note that says, hey, remember this next time. Let's be real for a second, most of the things you regret, they're irrelevant. You're still cringing about the time you told the movie theater cashier, you too, when they said, enjoy the show, or that classic slip where you accidentally called your teacher, Mom. Guess what happened next? Nothing. Nobody cares. You are not the central character in everyone else's life story. They're too busy worrying about their own awkward moments to replay yours. And if someone does remember your embarrassing moment, good. Now you've got a funny story to tell at dinner. Laugh at it. Share it. Let it be a joke instead of a prison. Because regret can't change the past, but it can change your future. Sitting there replaying a mistake won't erase it, but it can fuel a better choice next time. Skipped your workout yesterday? Don't lie on the couch feeling guilty about it. Get up and plan your next one. Didn't study when you should have. Open the book now. Wasted an hour doom scrolling your feed. Fine. Close the app and do something small that makes you feel productive right now. Regret only has power if you let it freeze you in place, focused on what's already done instead of what's still in front of you. So here's the deal. When regret pops up, don't argue with it. Use it. Turn it into a push forward. Channel that uncomfortable energy into something you won't regret tomorrow. Make a call. Finish the thing. Clean the room. Move your body. Do one small thing that future you will thank you for. And stop overthinking. People aren't replaying your mistakes the way you are. They're too busy wrestling with their own. Here's something nobody really tells you. People who overthink every tiny detail, who replay every conversation, every awkward pause, every what if, tend to carry more regrets. Meanwhile, the ones who decide, act, and move on, they're not reckless, they're just free. They don't waste hours spiraling over whether they should have said this instead of that, whether they should have turned left instead of right, whether they should have eaten the cake or skipped it. They understand one simple truth: regret is not your enemy. It's just information. It's feedback from your brain telling you, hey, maybe try this differently next time. But here's the catch. If you let regret sit in your head rent-free, without doing anything, it just drains you. It turns into guilt, and guilt without action is pointless. So what do? Take the lesson, apply it, then move forward. Most of the things you regret today won't even cross your mind next year, or next month, or maybe even tomorrow. So use regret the way it was meant to be used: highs as a tiny push to grow. Regret wasting time? Good. Now's your chance to do something useful. Regret a bad choice? Perfect. Let it guide your next one. And if there's nothing to learn, drop it. Don't give it power it doesn't deserve. Because you can't rewrite the past, but you can choose what happens next. So don't waste another second punishing yourself for what you didn't know then. Laugh at it. Learn from it. Let it go. And move on. Your life is not meant to be a highlight reel of regrets. It's meant to be lived. Imperfectly, bravely, fully. One lesson at a time. If this hit home for you, share it with someone who needs the reminder, and drop a comment. What's one regret you're finally ready to let go of today? Subscribe for more truths your future self will thank you for. Keep moving forward. Your next choice is always yours.